Hi everyone, I'm King the Chef. I was 8 years old when I first started cooking. I remember watching my dad cook a big Sunday breakfast for the whole family, and I was in awe, I was mesmerized because it was my dad cooking as opposed to my mum. And you know when you see your dad cooking, you think, wow, I didn't know dad can cook. And he did a massive spread. I'm talking sausages, eggs, bacon, mushrooms, the whole nine. And I was just blown away. So that was my first, if you like, inspiration to want to cook from there. I was age 23 when I decided to cook professionally, or as they say, cut your teeth. I decided to have a big friends and family taster. I had everyone come around, it was a Sunday, put on a big barbecue, and I gave everyone a questionnaire. Had a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being, 5 being, whoa. And I decided to have everyone mark it. And needless to say, there were a lot of 5s. But I thought I could do better, so obviously I kept going, and here we are. My background is British Nigerian, so in the household it was Nigerian food. Saw my mum cook everything from the jollof rice to egusi to pounded yam. So that's food that I grew up on. So that's became natural to my cooking style and my palate. I was also heavily influenced by Caribbean cuisine because where I lived, there was a lot of people from the Caribbean around. So I infused the two styles. So that's what I would say my choice is, or my go-to is. However, I am versed in other cuisines, modern European. Love Thai cuisine. Thai is actually my favorite. My cooking inspirations vary. I have a few. Chef Roble, who I was fortunate enough and privileged enough to work with on an event a couple of years ago, so shout out to you, Chef Roble. There's another guy, a young guy, called Chef Kwame Nwachu, similar background to myself, Nigerian. He also has the influence of the Caribbean, but also European influence as well, so he fuses everything together. So he's a huge inspiration and influence for me. And there's one other lady, Chef Nina Compton. She is a Creole chef, please don't quote me on that, I believe she is, based in New Orleans, and I actually got to go to her restaurant, sample some of her amazing food. She had this one dish which blew my mind away. It was curry goat, but she paired it with gnocchi, sweet potato. Never would have thought of putting those ingredients together, but it worked. So Nina, I salute you. So my inspiration obviously comes from my background, my heritage, predominantly. It also comes from my love for traveling. I love to travel. I've traveled to many countries across the world, Central America, South America, States, Caribbean, as far east as Thailand and Cambodia. So my inspiration comes from all these places, and I fuse elements of each culture and create my own. My most memorable cooking experience to date is when I was personally asked to cater part of Idris Elba's wedding in 2019. This was in Morocco. I was able to bring what I do to what they asked me to do to another level. I've never worked in that arena before. It was 5-star, Michelin star hotels. I got to work with some amazing executive chefs, Michelin chefs, where I learned a lot from, and they learned, some stuff from me as well. It was the best culinary week of my entire career. I really hate that question. In fact, I detest that question, and I think a lot of chefs do. Chefs don't just have a signature dish. For me, I have signature ingredients that I do not leave home without. And I will tell you about that, but another time. hopefully very successful, hopefully with a clientele that I like to work with as opposed to having to work with. I would love to be able to get our food, when I say our food, food from my heritage into the main high-end arena. I feel our food is lacking in that domain. You've got, you know, Italian food, you've got Indian food, you've got a whole bunch of food, but our food is not represented. So I want to be at the helm of that. So these are the 5 ingredients I never leave home without. They practically go into pretty much every dish I create. Let's first of all start with the Celtic sea salt. This is levels, man. It transforms your dishes, I tell you. And you only need a little bit of it as well, okay? Next, you have the bay leaf, dried bay leaf. You can get it fresh, but I prefer the dried. The flavor is immense and it brings out, it's an incredible flavor. Then we have the Hungarian smoked paprika. You can get paprika, but what is paprika if it's not smoked? It doesn't make any sense to me. Then we have the garlic. I cannot cook without garlic. It smells incredible, it tastes incredible, and you can do so much with it. You can roast this, toast it, blanch it, so much, and it's versatile. Lastly, we have our scallion, spring onion, however you want to call it, wherever you're from, depends where you're from. Again, it's so versatile and it transforms dishes as well. So these are my 5 I don't leave home without.